Hi there, Sage from Keeper. Welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to dive into the client communication side of Keeper. Make sure to like this video and subscribe so you can stay up to date on all future releases. And as always, if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below or send us a message by clicking on the purple widget button in the bottom right corner of your Keeper account. And lastly, make sure to check out the description of this video because we're going to include some helpful links on today's subject. Let's dive in. Keeper's client portal is a secure and easy way to request information from clients while also providing them with a centralized place for their financial statements, sensitive documents, resources, and information. Now, with the portal, you no longer have to send Excel spreadsheets back and forth, thank God, or dig through the email inbox for an answer. Before we dive into the functionality, I want to briefly outline two options for the client portal setup. Now, the first is a standard portal, which is fully Keeper branded. So you're going to see that beautiful bright purple and the Keeper logo. And when clients log in, the URL they're going to see is Keeper.app/client login. They're also going to receive notifications and reminders from a Keeper branded email address, which is questions@Keeper.app. Now, if you upgrade to Keeper Premium, you're able to fully customize or white label the portal for your firm. Clients are able to log in at a URL that is directly related to your own domain. So for example, if the name of your practice was Balanced Bookkeeping, then the URL would say something like clients.balancedbookkeeping.com/login. And you can connect a practice email as well. That way, all of the notifications and reminders are coming from an email address that's similar and familiar to them. Also, when they log in, they're going to see that it's your firm's own logo and own color wave. Lastly, upgrading also gives you the option to send out text reminders to clients, W-9 requests directly to clients' vendors, and track your time. So if you'd like to upgrade, make sure to reach out to our customer support team using that purple widget in the bottom right corner. There are also instructions linked in the description of this video. There are three main steps in the client communication flow. One is adding questions or requests to the portal. The second is inviting and notifying the client. And the third is reviewing and resolving their responses in Keeper. So we're going to start by adding something to the client portal. To get started, we're going to click on the client and we're going to scroll down to the transaction review section and open up the uncategorized transactions report because this is where we're going to flag our very first question. If you use other suspense accounts besides uncategorized, you can add them here. So whatever you use, whether it's Client to Advise, AMA, or 9999 suspense, it's going to be available in the chart of accounts dropdown. So all we need to do is click right into this box and we can actually search for the suspense account you want to add. Now remember that Keeper can't access the QBO or Xero bank feeds, so it's super important that you make sure you are using suspense accounts if you are unsure how to code something. From Keeper, there is no need to download a spreadsheet or send your questions all at once. So let's just start by adding one question to the client portal, and we're going to use this ComEd utilities. We're going to ask the question, and from here you can either type in your own question or use one of our templates and then upload it to the portal super easily. Now here's an important note. When we add this question to our portal, it is not going to email the client. So in Keeper, we can add questions as we go and notify the client whenever we're ready. You don't have to worry about spamming your client either with 50 emails back to back. So don't worry, if you added 50 questions to the portal now over the course of an hour, your client will not be spammed with 50 emails back to back. You are responsible for sending out that initial notification email to alert them. So now the question we should be asking ourselves is, how does one notify the client? So what we're going to do is we're going to scroll up to the top and we're going to click on the client communication box in the top left corner. This is where you can find a comprehensive summary of all the questions you've added to the portal from any of the reports in Keeper. Now you can also see any items that your client has uploaded. You can also see if a vendor has gotten back to you on your requests about W-9s. Remember, this is a Keeper Premium feature. You can also go through your portal settings where you can add contacts, and you can send a message to a client just as easily. Next, I want to pop over to the portal settings and talk about adding a contact. So we can already see that I'm added as a contact, but you have the ability to add however many more contacts you'd like, put their name, last name, email, phone number in there, and then the ability to toggle on financial access, file access, and enable two-factor authentication. So if you want to make end-of-the-month financials accessible to the client, check this off. If you want to make files visible to the client, check that off. And if you want an extra layer of security, check this off. Now, by default, all of your contacts are going to see the same list of questions in the portal unless you turn on assignable questions. And this is a feature that allows you to specify which questions should be visible to which contacts. And you can enable that here, as well as enable the email reminders and text reminders. So now we're going to invite the client. You can notice that I just added a second contact, Reese Ravner. So what we're going to do is we're going to message the client and invite them. And the way we can do that is by using any one of these email templates. Personally, I recommend starting with the intro email. Notice that it populates a message down here. The button is purple, so we can easily send it. And there's a link for the client to interact with, because that link is what's going to take them right into the portal. Now, your clients are not required to download an app or any software in order to use the portal. In fact, they don't even need to have a username or password. They will authenticate their identity with something called a magic link. Now, if you're curious to learn more about the login flow and what it looks like from the client's perspective, check out our next video, also the description of this video as well. Now, the next thing we're going to do is notifying the client. So after you've sent the intro email and added more questions to your portal, you're going to need to send an email prompting your contact to log in. And it's important to remember that just because you added something to the portal does not necessarily mean that your client has been notified about it. And you have two options. You can do this manually, or you can enable our automatic reminders. Now, to send the manual email, you're going to go to the drop-down option in the right corner, and you're going to select an email that you want to send. Usually it's going to be the new questions email, and you can send it off. Now, if you want reminder emails enabled, it's going to look something like this. And the way that you turn that on is in the portal settings. So you're going to go to the portal settings tab, and we're going to click email reminders enabled. You can also do text reminders enabled. Now, this is a premium feature. You do need to make sure that there is a phone number on file, and you've created a practice number in your practice settings. If you want to take a sneak peek at what the client sees, click on the eye emoji under the preview column on this right-hand side, and you can see the client portal experience. A lot that the client can do in here, but takeaway is they can see the open questions, click on it, and now we can see the ComEd utilities bill expense we asked earlier, and all they need to do is add a comment and respond, and then you're going to get notified from Keeper. Once your client starts responding to your questions, you're going to receive a daily summary of your client portal activity from the prior day. And you're going to see those responses in the client communication area. So if I click on client communication in the top left corner, I can now see that the client has responded to my question. And it looks like this is for an electricity bill. So what I can do is easily make that update right here within Keeper. Now here's the beauty of Keeper's client communication. At this point, you do not need to rummage around an email inbox. You definitely don't need to download any Excel file or even open up QuickBooks or Xero. You can actually recategorize that transaction right here. And as always, those are going to feed right back into QBO and Xero's ledger. So what we're going to do is we are going to update this based on the client feedback to utilities and electricity. And we're going to notice that it has now been saved. I'm going to mark this off as resolved so it's out of my way. And there you have it. That is where we are going to call it for today. Now, there is a lot more that you can do with the client portal, which I'm going to highlight in future videos. An example could be including how to ask recurring questions for things like bank statement requests. But for now, I think that is plenty to get you started with. I hope you guys really like this video on the intro to the client portal. Don't hesitate to reach out to us if you have any questions, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Take care.